Bro, in my last vlog, it was literally 70 degrees. Look at this shit. Bro, how is it in the 20s? New Jersey, what are you doing? New Jersey, I love you. Brother, you gotta give me a little bit of consistency. Give me something more, please. Holy shit. Today's gonna be a good day. We already know it. I'm gonna start off by shaving, but we're gonna have the first refeed day today. It is 8:15. I'm gonna go teach a class right now. So I woke up at around 6:15. I had my first meal at 6:45. That was 4 slices of sourdough, just the one from Whole Foods. I think it's like 22 grams of carbs per slice, so 88 grams of carbs from the sourdough. And then I had 25 grams of honey on top of that. And then I had 3 eggs. More carbs, less protein with meal 1. The goal today is to increase my carb intake by about 250. So I'm gonna get to probably 550 grams of carbs. With that, I'm gonna lower my fats a little bit and lower my protein a little bit just to give myself some room on the calories. But the goal is to restore glycogen in the muscle, kickstart the metabolism again, because I've hit a little bit of a plateau. I've been 227 for about a week and a half now. And so the goal is to spike my metabolism a little bit. It's normal. I've been dieting this will be the 5th week. I've been dieting for over a month now, and my calories haven't changed at all. I've been pretty much 3,000 calories each day. My energy expenditure hasn't really changed at all. Maybe I'm adding like a little bit more cardio, but I'm trying to be careful with that because, again, the main focus right now is jujitsu. So I don't want to be doing a ton of cardio, running, treadmill, stair stepper when the main thing is jujitsu. So if I can do more jujitsu, that would be the goal. My weight has plateaued a little bit. I think my metabolism is slowing down. So the goal with this refeed is to kind of kickstart it again and to tell my body, like, hold on, you are getting more food. Let's keep burning. So meal 1 I had at 6:45. I'm gonna teach a class here in about 15 minutes. And then at around 9:45, I'm gonna have meal 2. So I will show you that meal when we do it, but I'm gonna be doing this refeed, eating the same foods I eat on a daily basis. I'm not gonna be introducing anything new. I think this is the best way to do it because my body is familiar with those foods. It knows how to digest easily, take those nutrients from the foods and utilize them. It's comfortable with it. Anytime you're increasing food, you have to be weary about digestion because, it's just more volume in your stomach. You obviously want things to go as smooth as possible. So the way I'm gonna do it today is same foods I eat on a normal basis. I'm just gonna increase the carbs, likely in each meal, but definitely around my training window. So meal 1 is down. I'll show you meal 2. All right, we got meal 2 here. So it is 9:47. We have meal 2. I'm literally salivating looking at this thing. So we have 60 grams of cream of rice, 50 grams of frozen blueberries, 1 banana, which is like 110 grams of banana, 20 grams of rice chex cereal, and then 20 grams of honey on top. And then we have 250 grams of Greek yogurt with an electrolyte packet mixed in, and then 20 grams of rice chex cereal and 20 grams of honey. So very high carb meal. There's 140 grams of carbs between these 2 meals. So this will be my pre-workout meal. This one's a treat and I'm literally salivating over it. So meal 2 is going down. I'm gonna get this down. I'm gonna train somebody at 10:30 and then I'm gonna go to the gym after that and get a workout in, and then that'll bring us to the post-workout meal. Pre-workout, let me show you what I'm putting together. All right, so I have about 10 ounces of water in here and a little bit of ice. So like I said, I'm going to train somebody right now and then I'm gonna go to the gym afterwards. So I'm gonna make this, just let it sit in my car, and then when I'm done, I'll be about 15 minutes away from the gym. So I'll start sipping on this, but we're doing 1 scoop of this Ghost sour watermelon pre-workout. This is like the first supplement brand I ever actually paid attention to and was loyal in buying their stuff. So if you don't know Ghost, one of the OGs, but I'm doing their pre-workout, 1 scoop. And here's the interesting part. I am doing a tablespoon of beetroot powder. So from a very basic standpoint, this will increase the nitric oxide uptake in my body, which is your blood flow. So I'm doing a scoop of that. If you are on one of my college football teams, in my junior or senior year, you know about this shit. And then we were going tart cherry powder, same thing, 1 tablespoon here. And this is very good for muscle recovery. So I'm mixing these two with the pre-workout because if you just do these two alone, it quite literally tastes like dirt. So mix it with the pre-workout and it masks the taste a little bit. I don't really even taste it. So mixing this up, I'm gonna have this in my car. And then when I'm done with this training session at about 11:30, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'll be about 15 minutes away and I'll start sipping on it then. All right, meal 3, post-workout. It's 2:03 and I'm up against the shot clock right now because I have to coach conditioning with the MMA group at 2:15. So I need to get this down and I'm literally ravenous right now. So we have similar pre-workout to what we normally do, just extra ingredients. 6 ounces of frozen blueberries, 70 grams of oats, a scoop and a half of protein, creatine. At the bottom, we have PB2, a serving and a half. This is the chocolate one. It's not as good, but it's a change of what I have every day. We have 40 grams of rice checks here. So this is going down nice and easy. In like 10 minutes, I'm going to coach conditioning for the MMA guys, but the pump today was fucking insane. I don't even know. I felt like fully carved up, which is crazy because I had like 100 grams of carbs in my first meal, like 140 in my second. So I've had 240 grams of carbs. And now it just makes me think like, should I just peel my carbs for the day in all these other meals and literally just do pre and post workout? I don't know. But I think I do need more carbs pre-workout because I had a crazy workout and today's refeed is really for tomorrow's workout. So it takes time for your body to digest everything and actually store it in the muscle. So I have an upper body workout tomorrow. So I figured let me do arms today with the refeed. That's fine. That's like a normal workout. Tomorrow's workout, I feel like I'm gonna feel like a superhero because I'm gonna be pretty carved up, or at least more carved up than I typically am. I was going through today's workout and I felt really good. I felt strong. I had energy. Again, I had that pre-workout too, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it because I had like 300 milligrams of caffeine before. I felt really good in my workout. I went up in weight a little bit on some of my sets. And honestly, it was hard not to like add additional volume. So that's something that you don't want to do typically. Like the point of the refeed is to help your body recover and store the glycogen. You know, if I'm adding extra volume, I'm breaking down muscle further than I typically am. I'm using that glycogen instead of letting it be stored in the muscle. So it was hard not to add volume to today's workout. I did add 2 drop sets, 1 for biceps, 1 for triceps. It was hard not to add volume, but I just went up in weight and it was fine. So post-workout, this is what we're doing, and I will see you for meal 4. So I was 226.6 this morning. So I'm interested to see what I'm gonna be when I wake up tomorrow. All right, it's 4:15. We have meal 4 here. Nothing cute and fancy about it. We have 6 ounces of ground beef, 2 cups of white rice, 80 grams of avocado, and some sauerkraut on top. So nothing fancy here. Again, this is my normal meal 4. I just added a half a cup more of rice to this meal. So just a little bit extra carbs here, but it looks pretty dense. This is my favorite meal during the week. I'm looking forward to this one. It's nice and dense. And then I'll probably have my last meal at about 7:15, 7:30. Plan on going to bed at like 9:30. So that'll be a full day, but I'm already at like 10,000 steps today. I've been pretty active. I taught 2 classes and I had 1 personal training session. I went to the gym myself and I did a 35-minute walk this morning, but probably gonna do a 15-minute walk after this just to aid some of that digestion, move the food around a little bit, help absorb everything in a all natural way. So meal 4 right here, nothing cute, nothing fancy, but that's the way we like it. All right, it's 7:30 right now. I'm having my last meal of the day. So we have 6 ounces of chicken, 300 grams of sweet potato. This is Japanese sweet potato. So again, normal meal 5 that I'm having on a daily basis, just I doubled the amount of potato that I'm having. So more carbs in this meal and a little less protein. I usually do 7 ounces of chicken, but now I'm doing 6 just to keep the protein in check. So I think on the day, it's 215 grams of protein, something like 52 grams of fat, and then 550 grams of carbs. So excited to see how my weight responds tomorrow. It's crazy because I'm eating more, but I'm still hungry. And I don't know if it's just like my brain trying to play a trick on itself and start self-negotiating, but I find myself telling myself, you can take on more food. It's not a bad thing. It's beneficial, blah, blah, blah. The typical shit your mind would do to get what it wants. So I'm sticking to the plan here. Again, it's food that I eat on a normal basis. Nothing new introduced. So my body should be familiar with all of these foods, and we will see how the weight responds tomorrow and over the course of the week. So ideally, I don't want to see anything more than a 3-pound increase between today's weigh-in and tomorrow's weigh-in. And then within 3 or 4 days after that, we'd like to see a new low weigh-in. That's a good sign that, my metabolism was kickstarted back, upregulated, and kind of revived a little bit. We will see how the weight responds, but this is going down with some hot sauce. Just finished upper body workout, iron culture. Decent workout. It wasn't crazy. I felt strong on the pull-ups. I progressed from last week on that. I got 70 pounds for like 5 reps. On the rows, I felt all right. I felt a pretty good pump. On my lateral raise, I felt weak. I woke up this morning with a new low weigh-in, 226.2. So that tells me the refeed was good. What that tells me is my body might have been holding on to some stress because I was likely holding water that I got rid of yesterday, which is like interesting how it works, right? Like your body holds on to water when it's stressed. Yesterday I had a non-stressful day. It wasn't really stressful at all. And I got more food. So my mind was very much so at ease. So I think that quite literally let my body recover and release some things. So I think the metabolism is good. I'm hungry right now. I was hungry this morning. I put a little more carbs in front of my workout today just to see that I would normally have in the afternoon, but I'm really gonna focus on trying to put that around my training window to try to get a performance benefit out of it. But new low weigh-in today. Now, what does that mean for this week? So I was originally thinking about lowering calories to like 2,700, but I don't think I need to do that right now. I think if anything, I can train more intensely at jiu-jitsu, maybe add in an extra day a week. Because again, that is the main thing right now. I know I'm like doing this bodybuilding cut, losing weight, blah, blah, but that's not gonna help me when I step on a mat in April and someone's trying to choke me. So that is the main thing right now. That definitely is like a skill that I need to prioritize. I think when you get like, it's like football camp, right? Like if you compare it to the off season, you're lifting way less during camp and you're doing more skills training, which is practice. That's indie. You're doing things as a team together on the field, but at the end of the day, that's skills training. It's the skill of being a football player, not just necessarily being a beast in the weight room, throwing around weight and building your body like that. So need to focus more on skills training. It's hard for me to peel back on the weight training. I'm likely going to go to 4 days a week, but we'll see. Anyways, I was thinking about dropping to 2,700. I don't think it's necessary. I want to see how my body responds these next 3 days, and then I'll go from there. But right now we're going to stay at about 3,000 calories and we will see. I can't emphasize enough how important yesterday's refeed was the way I did it. So I didn't introduce new food. There's no doubt in my mind that
if I had introduced new food and even had a cheat meal, my body weight would have not went down today. You almost can't convince me that, because you introduce new food, it's different for your digestion. You're likely going to hold sodium. So the way I did, I think it was perfect. If you ask me, it was very strategic. It was planned. It wasn't by accident. I feel like I got the most out of it yesterday. So we'll see. We'll likely include those every 7 to 10 days. And then as I get leaner and leaner, that could be every like 5 days. I don't know. We'll see. But right now I feel good about it. I feel like I have a good grip on what I did yesterday, what I accomplished yesterday, and what I got out of it today. So calories are going back to normal today, and we will see how these next few days go. But I feel pretty good right now where I'm at. I'm not as lean as I want to be. I'm leaner, but I'm still not shredded by any means, and that is the goal. The nice part is I'm going to do this jiu-jitsu competition at the end of April, and then I'll have like a full month before, you know, June hits, which is kind of the start of summer, or Memorial Day weekend. So I can do this jiu-jitsu competition, and then I'll have a full month to like dedicate to bodybuilding and this cut, so I can lift more frequently and kind of make that a priority and see what we can do with that. But first things first, jiu-jitsu competition, that's what we're doing. New York.